Hi everyone, I'm Priyanka and you welcome to my channel, The Terrace Kitchen. Women's Day is right around the corner, so what better way to celebrate women power than with a dash of cheese and sweetness. In this video, I'll show you how to bake a decadent cheesecake. But today there's a lot more to learn than just baking. Just like we store the leftover cake in an airtight container to protect it, similarly having a health insurance policy that protects us is important. Today, with Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, I'll explain 3 common but very important terms about health insurance policy, which may sound complicated but actually are very easy to learn, just as easy as baking this cheesecake. The 3 important terms are family floater plan, waiting period, and sum insured. So let's get started. Instead of sour cream, we'll make hung curd in this recipe. So take a cheesecloth and add some curd. So I suggest that you use ready-made curd instead of using the homemade one because the consistency varies depending on the milk, etc. So make sure you use creamy malai wala dahi. So tie a knot like this and hang it on the tap over your kitchen sink. So keep it there for 1 to 2 hours. I believe the best part about cake is that it's baked by one but shared by all, just like our first term of the day, which is Family Floater Health Plan. In the Family Floater Plan, you can share a single health insurance policy with your family. This means any member of your family, when he or she falls sick and needs hospitalization, this one health insurance policy would cover them, and you don't need separate cover for each. Understood? Moving on to the next step of baking. Next, for the base we need digestive biscuits. So here I've got 10 pieces, approximately 80 gram. So I feel the dietary ones, the high fiber biscuits, go really well in this recipe. So make a fine powder in your mixer grinder. So break the biscuits into pieces like this and it would be easier for you to grind them. Transfer to a bowl. Here I've got 3 tablespoons butter. I'm using salted butter because salted butter goes really well in this recipe. So melt it. If you have a microwave, melt it in your microwave, or you can just melt it on your gas stove. Mix till the butter and biscuits are well combined. And it should look something like this. Here I've got a ring mold which I've lined with butter paper from the inside and the base is covered with aluminum foil. And I'm placing a steel plate below for extra support. You can also use a springform mold like this of 6 inch. Yeah, the ring mold is also 6 inch in diameter. So the base comes off from the springform mold. You can line it with butter paper, grease it well and use it in this recipe. Now transfer the biscuit mixture to the mold and press using a spoon, or you can use a small katori or bowl. So you need to press it so that it becomes firm and even. Then place it in your refrigerator for 10 to 15 minutes. Let's preheat the oven. So take a pan or kadhai and add half cup salt, place a stand and at medium flame let it preheat for 10 minutes. Make sure you never skip preheating your oven or pan if the recipe calls for it. If you don't do that, your cake would not rise well or it may sink in the middle. This is similar to our second term of the day, the waiting period. Waiting period is the time period before which you cannot avail the benefits of the policy for a specific illness or hospitalization. There are different types of waiting periods. For example, your existing illness may not be covered till the completion of your waiting period. Or one would not be able to avail the maternity benefits before the waiting period defined in the policy. Make sure you get a complete understanding of the waiting period while buying any health insurance policy. Our hung curd is ready, so I'll just open this and show you. Look at this, it looks very creamy and is perfect for this recipe. So this is what it should look like. There should be no extra water in it. Moving to the next step. Here I've got 200 gram cream cheese. So we need cream cheese for this recipe. You can use these small packages which are readily available these days. To this add half cup powdered sugar and give it a good whisk. Initially it would be difficult for you to mix the cream cheese and sugar, but keep patience, be patient and gradually you mix it and you would get something like this. To this mixture add the hung curd. If you use a ready-made curd, creamy one, you wouldn't get that sour taste from the curd. So it's always better to use the ready-made one. Now I'm adding 1 egg. If you do not eat egg, you can add cornstarch. So later in this video, I have already added cornstarch. So you need to increase the quantity by 2 tablespoons if you're not adding egg. So if you're adding egg, after adding it, give it a good mix. Then add 1 teaspoon vanilla essence or extract. I'm using extract. And you need to add juice from half medium-sized lemon. Now add 1/4 cup milk. Make sure that the milk is not warm, not hot. Cold milk will do or room temperature milk will do. Gently mix and you should get a smooth and creamy mixture like this. So I did not add the entire 1/4 cup milk together. At this stage you need to add the cornflour or cornstarch, and you can increase the quantity by 2 tablespoons if you are not adding egg. After whisk, switch to a spatula because it would be easier to remove to take off the entire batter out of this bowl to the cake mold without any wastage. Now spread the batter evenly inside the mold like this. You can use a spatula or a spoon to do this. Next step is to bake the cheesecake. If you bake it directly, then it might crack. So that is the reason it is baked in a water bath. Now take a bigger mold or a bigger plate or something in which you would be able to pour some water. Enough water so that it does not touch the mold. So take another big mold or any other utensil accordingly. Add hot water. Make sure that the water does not get inside the plate or reaches the mold. Bake this at medium flame for first 20 minutes, then lower the flame and bake it for 45 to 50 minutes. You can see the OTG or convection mode instructions on the screen. If you wish to bake a cake for higher set of people, then make sure you increase every ingredient in this recipe, say 1.5 times, double or even more as per your need. This is also important while deciding the sum insured, which is the third term of the day. While buying a health insurance policy, you will be asked about the sum insured amount for your policy. Sum insured is the maximum amount that you can claim on your health cover. For example, if the sum insured of your policy is rupees 10 lakhs, then in case of illness, you would be able to claim maximum of rupees 10 lakhs on your health insurance policy. To check if the cheesecake is done or not, touch it with your finger on the edges and they should feel firm, and when you shake the cake, it should jiggle in the center. Switch off the flame and let the cake cool down in the utensil itself. If you're using oven, you need to let the cake cool inside the oven. After that, you need to refrigerate it for 2 to 3 hours. I know it's a long process, but what you get at the end is worth all the efforts. Now gently demold the cake. You can run a knife around the edges so that the cake comes out easily. Slice the cake using a sharp knife, and then you can serve it with strawberry jam or strawberry syrup or any crush or tangy berry jam which you have. Look at this beautiful creamy baked cheesecake. Now you can easily make a restaurant style cheesecake at home and also be informed and educated about health insurance and its benefits. Do check out the link given in video's description box and first comment of this video to learn more about Bajaj Allianz health insurance policy. So today we learned not only about how to make baked cheesecake but also about family floater plan, waiting period and sum insured. I, Priyanka, along with Bajaj Allianz General Insurance will request you all to get your family health covered with a sufficient sum insured because care begins khud se.